Everybody hit the like button. 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 If you got something to say, drop it in the comments. Don't be acting afraid. What? Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. If you got something to say, drop it in the comments. Don't be acting afraid. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city. What? Drop your city in the chat. What? Drop your city. What? Drop your city in the chat. Drop your city in the chat.
Review. Can the administration issue a pardon? No, absolutely not. Can the administration unilaterally stop the current federal court proceedings? Nope, can't do that either. Could the Secretary of State technically refuse to sign the final surrender after courts rule on this? This is talking about 12, 24 months from now. Technically, yeah. But doing so would just break down a foundational international treaty with our tightest ally. I mean, in a court of law, internet personas really don't matter that much. I mean, follower counts really don't matter. The Tates are locked in this grueling multi-year effort now to try to stop the extradition, and the system is going to play out. And that's why I just want to assure you, as viewers and listeners of this channel, that I believe justice is coming for the Tate brothers.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, in the near future. They're not going to be flaunting it. They're not going to be living the high life. Their reality show, at least for the near future, is over. And I predict it'll be over for good.
All right. So I wanted to start with that because I think that's very important, because a lot of people are going to say, are they going to beat these charges? They're fighting extradition. And for those who don't know, let me back up a little bit. One, I am Mr. Let Go, and the subject of today is Andrew Tate, the Tate brothers. Will they actually get off or get away again with going to jail for all of these different charges? I think it's like 59 charges. Will they get away again like they got away in Romania? And just like that lawyer said, the answer is no. Due to the fact that there is a treaty among different countries. If a person flees this country and we want that person, we can call up that country and say, hey, this guy just came to your country trying to get away from us. We need to extradite them. Would you allow this to happen? And because of the treaty, because of the relationship the countries have, they'll say yes. But if they turn around and say no and start trying to protect the person, they're going to adversely affect the relationship that they have with the other country. Next thing you know, because you got to remember, all countries work on the bartering system. They literally trade resources, they trade food, they trade gold, they trade everything, right? So there's a relationship among all these countries. So whether it's Saudi Arabia, whether it's wherever you Dubai, wherever you go, America has a relationship with that country, and they can come get your ass, and another country can come get their ass from America. All right. So that's the first thing I wanted to just touch on, because I'm sure a lot of you seen a lot of other things about Andrew Tate, but I wanted to get into that first. And everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button and drop your city in the chat. So we're going to talk about Andrew Tate and how much of a disgusting individual him and Tristan Tate is. Brothers, usually, I will say, you guys let me know if I'm crazy for saying this, but isn't it true that, because I don't have any siblings, when you have two brothers or two sisters, one sibling turns out bad while the other sibling turns out good. The good one, they go to college, They don't go to the hood. They don't hang in the hood. They don't have a whole bunch of baby mamas or baby daddies. But the other brother or sister, they are just crazy, right? Isn't that usually how siblings work out? I don't have any siblings, so I'm asking you guys yes or no in the chat. But in this particular situation, I don't think I've ever seen two brothers that are the same age with the same amount of charges. So is this normal or is this abnormal? Because from my viewpoint, it's abnormal, but I didn't grow up with a sibling. So let's get into some of these videos.
The Tate PhD course, if you've bought this course, which you obviously have, congratulations.
So for those who don't know, this is from a long time ago. And this man literally has courses on how to exploit women. And this is the reason why I think Andrew Tate is a piece of crap.
To the Tate PhD course, if you've bought this course, which you obviously have, congratulations, you're going to change your life for the better.
That teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me.
It was all about trying to get paid. Like I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house to make me money. That's what I wanted. So I was a pimp in that sense.
And I want to say this. If you have enough game or whatever to get women to make money for you on webcam and is what they want to do, cool. You know, you can turn around and meet a woman and say, hey, I don't want a relationship. I want to make some money. And she might turn around and say, how? What are you talking about? Well, a webcam business. I can show you exactly what to do. I can run the back office and everything. And me and you can make some money together and give her the option to say yay or nay. And that in particular, I wouldn't have a problem with, because altogether, there's a lot of women on OF that are making money and they're making millions of dollars. Well, some of them making millions of dollars. And there's nothing wrong with a man coming up saying, hey, I know you don't know anything about this, or either go to the strip club, right? And talk to a stripper and then say, hey, are you tired of doing this? Yeah, I'm so sick of these old men all in my face. Well, and this is before OF started. I have a webcam business where you can do exactly what you're doing now in your own bedroom and make 5 times the amount of money. And then the woman turns around and says, yes. Now that right there isn't coercion. That right there isn't pimping. That right there isn't pandering. It's two people looking to make money together. You know the business side of it, and then she knows how to throw that ass in a circle, and everybody's happy. But with this right here is coercion. It's called the lover boy method. You act like you want to be with a woman. You get the woman to fall in love with you. You get the woman to move from her country to your country. Then you take away her visa or passport. And now you put her in a position and say, hey, either you do this or you're just going to be out on the street homeless with no passport, with no money. Now you can't even get a job because you can't get ID. And that's how the whole passport taking thing works. They could just threaten to put you out and you can't get a job. You can't do anything. You can't leave the country. And you probably don't even speak the language in the country that you're in, because you're in another country. Because this dude was in Romania. And I talked about this earlier. This man is just like Erica Kirk, a Romanian angel. So let's keep going. So it's a coercion of the women that I have a problem with. If a woman wants to make some, there's plenty of women who would throw that ass in a circle and make some money with a guy. But she has to agree to it. And that's why all these women are doing what they're doing, because he's lying to these women.
With me to work on webcam for me.
It was all about trying to get paid. Like I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house to make me money. That's what I wanted. So I was a pimp in that sense.
Being kickboxer,
Yeah.
playboy, pimp.
I'm happy with those labels so far. But the majority of my money wasn't made in fighting. My money was actually made in the pimp game.
We need to understand some basic concepts to the pimp game. Basic concepts to the realities between men and women.
And let me give you an understanding of what traffic lights is. I'll say it one time. I'm not gonna say it again. Trafficking. It's when you take a person or substance, because you could do it with drugs, from one state to another. So this man is I'm just going to say it, is guilty of traffic lights. But he was tried in Romania, and Romania can get paid off over and over again because Romania is somewhat of a poor country. So the thing about it is, a lot of pimps would find just a girl in a bad neighborhood or over here, and next thing you know, you turn around pimper. That's just pimping. But when you get a woman, oh, thank you. Allegedly, maybe, perhaps. Can y'all make sure to hit the like button? Thank y'all for being here. But can y'all make sure to hit the like button? Liking the video and hyping the video is what sends the video out to more people. So can you make sure, if you're in here, to hit the thumbs up button? And if you see the hype button, hit the hype button. All right. So please get likes up if you could.
Women need a man to do OnlyFans.
Oh, what I was saying is when you take a woman from another state, when you take a woman from another country, the problem with that is most likely you're doing this because the woman doesn't have any family. The woman doesn't know anybody in this new environment. And that is the coercion part of all this. And it's really that simple. Just from one state to another, or from one country to another, you don't know anybody in this state. You don't know anybody in this country. And that's the reason why it's so terrible. And trafficking, and why trafficking is so much worse than pimping or whatever, webcam work or whatever, because you don't know anybody here. So you're somewhat of a victim by default before anything happens, because you're like, okay, I don't know. I can't get a job. Like, your license, just think about your license. Even if you are from Texas and now you're in Atlanta, your license, you have a Texas license. So even small things can get in the way of you leaving this person and get away from this person or whatever. Say you don't have money to, catch a bus or a plane back home. That in itself is bad. But this man is having women from other countries. And then the countries are third world countries. And of course, it gets even worse, way worse. We're going to get into how worse it gets. I'm just slow roasting this dude right now. Because I made a video about this dude a year ago. So for the people in the chat that may say, oh, you're just jumping on the bandwagon, you're just talking about this man because he got arrested. No, I'm going to show you a video that I made about him a year ago.
Understand some basic concepts to the pimp game. Basic concepts to the realities between men and women.
Women need a man to do OnlyFans. It's the same reason a woman need a man to do anything, because they're incompetent and they're very, very lazy.
When you're pimping bitches like me, it's a full-time job. So yeah, on CobraTate.com, I have my PhD program, and that is PhD is a pimp and hose degree.
If you're on,
and this is how stupid this man is. But is he stupid or is he protected? So that's the question I want to ask you guys. Is Andrew Tate stupid or is he protected? Because he's saying all this stuff out loud. Why? There's a possibility somebody or a group of somebodies told him, do what you want. I don't care what comes up. We're going to protect you because you protect us, or you do this for us. We'll get into the psychological side of all this also, on why this man is or has been protected through this whole time. But tell me in the chat, is he stupid or is he protected, or both?
PhD is a pimp and hose degree.
if you're on dates and you're trying to mention it and shit, it just doesn't work. It puts them off. I'd never do that. That's disgusting. I'm not a whore. It's just not gonna work.
You continue as normal, no mention of webcam.
By taking girls who didn't know how to be effective on webcam.
So let me get to this.
To try to kill me. They have.
I'm gonna play my video, the video that I did on them a minute ago, where they say the craziest things in the world in a minute. I want to play these other videos first.
They're going to try to kill me. They have one move left. They tried the letters, that ain't gonna work. They tried the money 2 days ago, that ain't gonna work. They're going to try to kill me. And if they are successful, if they do kill me, all I hope is that this video is watched by as many people as possible so that something happens and changes.
And of course, yesterday he was arrested in Miami, but on this podcast, he mentions all of the organizations and people that might try to take him out.
The only reason Andrew Tate was arrested was because he fired his entire Israeli tech team that was holding his businesses hostage.
So right there, is this true? I don't know, but let's just say this is true, and say, because I remember the movie Casino. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen the movie Casino. Very good movie. And Casino, put a 1 in, what? Let me make sure. Put a 1 in the chat. Say yes or no in the chat if you've ever seen the movie Casino, the mom movie Casino, because I just want to make sure who I have in here. Say yes or no in the chat. Have you ever seen the movie Casino? Yes or no? Because I want to see how many people say no also. So say yes or no. You can put the ones, but say yes or no in the chat because I want to see. Is rumor not true that would you take the psycho of his word where he's clear red pill Tate Brothers? Yes. Okay. So it's a lot of people who never seen the movie Casino. So I just wanted to see how many no's I was going to get. Okay. But say yes or no if you've seen the movie Casino. So there's a mob movie called Casino. All right. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is there are gangsters in Chicago. I forgot where these gangsters were, in New York, Philadelphia. I forgot. New Jersey. It was either New Jersey, Philadelphia, or New York, or Chicago. I forgot where the city was or the state was. But they sent a guy out to Vegas. All right. No, he was reporting back to either Chicago, New York, or New Jersey, or Philadelphia. He went to Vegas. So Midwest. Okay. Okay. Midwest. Okay, cool. Probably Chicago. So I know the movie is based in Vegas. They sent him to Vegas. Okay. Because when he was in Vegas running the actual casino, he was reporting money. He was sending money back to wherever the other people were. And I don't remember what state it was. Okay. So here's my point. They sent a guy that was in the mob out to run a casino. All right. When they sent him out to run the casino, they sent the money back to whatever state that they sent him from. And here's the point of me saying this, because kind of like what this guy said here. Somebody in Vegas that was a higher up in Vegas in particular sent his nephew to work at the mob boss's casino. Yeah, Robert De Niro. Okay. So there's 3 variables. The people that sent him to Vegas to start the casino, somebody that is a higher up that runs Vegas sent his nephew to work at the Vegas casino. So now the guy is working at the casino. His nephew is an idiot in this movie, right? And he keeps messing up the money. So Robert De Niro fires the stupid nephew, right? So next thing you know, and here's my point. This is my point. The higher up in Vegas comes and sits down with Robert De Niro and says, hey, I know my nephew is an idiot, but is there another department you could put my nephew in? I got to keep his mom happy. I need him to have a job. I got all this power in Vegas, and my sister is looking at me like I'm crazy when I can't get him a job. So I know he's stupid, but I need you to keep him employed. Can you do that for me? Robert De Niro says, no, your nephew is an idiot and I don't have anything for him. And that alone caused Robert De Niro in the movie Casino to lose everything. So sometimes if you don't scratch another entity's back, even though you don't want to, that entity can turn around and scratch you in the face. So if you don't scratch their back when they ask you to, they'll come in and scratch your face. All right. Y'all remember that scene? The guy with the big old cowboy hat. And he was like, oh, I'm just trying to be nice. No, your nephew is an idiot. No, he'll never work, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, okay, no problem. Next thing you know, he goes to jail. He has all kinds of problems, right? So there's a possibility that Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate have been protected through this whole time because of something like that. Maybe they didn't want to give. So think about this. Andrew Tate has a lot of followers. He has a lot of influence, right? Maybe some entity said, hey, I need you to promote gambling. I need you to promote weed, legal weed. I need you to promote something, right? And maybe Andrew Tate at this particular point felt, like I could do whatever. You kiss my ass. I don't know you. No, I'm not doing it. And all of a sudden, he has all these problems because something happened. So listen to this again. I just want to make sure y'all heard it.
Organizations and people that might try to take him out.
The only reason Andrew Tate was arrested was because he fired his entire Israeli tech team that was holding his businesses hostage.
So what if this IHOPian tech team was running his app? He has a website called The Real World or some shit. And there's a possibility that they took over his tech, whatever they were running, they took it over and he fired everybody in order to take it over. And maybe that happened. So it could be something small or it could be something big. But in my opinion, is different than that. In my opinion, I think they have just lost relevance. And when you lose relevance, especially in the red pill space, in the alpha male space, because I don't know if you guys notice, all these stupid alpha males are getting arrested. There's a guy named Wes something. I forgot his name. He's going to prison. Do y'all know the West guy? I forgot his name. Wes something. But the red pill space itself is imploding because it was all a psyop, and the psyop literally has just ran its course. All right. So Andrew Tate, in my opinion, and Tristan, they're just no longer relevant. And because, Wes Watson, thank you. Yes. Thank you, Sandy. Wes Watson. So all these alpha males that run around like, this is how you get women. You just do this or do that. All these stupid alpha males, they're abusing women, exploiting women, talking shit about women all the time. They got all these muscles and it's subtle gayness, because why in the world would a man just run around just trashing women and you want to be with women or you want to be with multiple women? I don't care if it's multiple women or one woman. Why? Why? What is the point? And some people may say, well, you trash single motherhood. Yes, single motherhood, not the women, the single motherhood. The thought process of having a baby and you don't know who the daddy is absolutely stupid and disgusting. And I know it happens, but at the end of the day, the thought process that a young girl can turn around and have a baby by a dude that she doesn't know in order to get government benefits, food stamps, Section 8, child support, and she doesn't even value the fact that that child needs a daddy. That's disgusting or problematic, I'll say, because I don't want to say disgusting. That's a bad word, but it's problematic. But these dudes are just trashing women for just being women. whether she has a kid, doesn't have a kid, whether she's on only, whatever. So that is the biggest problem. So let's move on to this.
So the Tate brothers were arrested yesterday, but the United Kingdom is going to use their connection to Trump and the Epstein files to take Trump down. This is a wild story. First, you have two of Trump's special envoys involved with the Tate brothers. And special envoy is just another word for someone who works for the president.
Hold on.
Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button.
That makes shady deals around the world. Richard Grinnell was responsible for bringing the Tate brothers from Romania to Miami, Florida. Next, you have Paolo Zampoli. You'll remember that he is the one that asked ICE to deport the mother of his child after she was no longer useful to him.
So Paolo Zampoli is a person that I've spoke on before. And when you look at the men that these men are to a certain degree surrounded by, if he's around Paolo Zampoli, yes, you already said it. You said it before I said it. Paolo Zampoli was Melania Trump's ex-employer. Some people may not know or may not care, but Paolo Zampoli possibly, allegedly, was pimping Melania when she was young. So Paolo Zampoli was Andrew Tate, what, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. All right. Oh, somebody said about they want me to talk about the Candace situation. I'll touch on it today, but I'm going to do a whole live stream. Actually, I'm going to keep you guys at the edge of your seat about Candace and Andrew Tate. I'm going to do a separate live stream about my opinion about Candace and Andrew Tate and her husband. All right. So you got to look at my next live stream or a pre-recorded video. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do about my opinion on the relationship between Andrew Tate, Candace Owens, and Andrew Tate and her husband. So I seen everything. I watched everything. I read everything. But I'm going to do a separate video about that because my way of looking at it is going to be very interesting. All right. So I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm not even going to have a facial. I'm smiling right now, so you won't see it on my face. All right. So I'm smiling on purpose. So you cannot look at my face and think what my opinion about Candace and Andrew Tate is. So I'm smiling on purpose. So you can't even say, oh, I can look at his face and tell he is thinking this. Nope. I'm just smiling, and you'll have to watch that. And probably either maybe this evening or tomorrow, I'll make a video about that. So Paolo Zampoli allegedly was Melania Trump's pimp, Melania, whatever her name was before that. And he allegedly, again, because I don't want to get sued, allegedly hooked her up with Donald Trump. And next thing you know, Donald Trump actually wifed the girl, but she was allegedly a prostitute. All right. On some, what is a lady in a red dress? What is a movie back in the day where the handsome guy back in the day got in a relationship with a prostitute and she had a red dress on? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I forgot what that was. Lady in a red dress or something like that. But yeah, I think it was a situation like that. But Paolo Zampoli was allegedly a pimp back in the day.
To Miami, Florida. Next, you have Paolo Zampoli. You'll remember that he is the one that asked ICE to deport the mother of his child after she was no longer useful to him.
Oh, I see my guest. I see you in the chat, Mimi. I'm dropping a link in the chat now. So Mimi, hit the link and then you can come up because this is kind of like what we're talking about now. So Mimi, hit the link. Mimi, you here? Do you see the link?
He's also a former modeling agent. And he is the one that has come out in defense of Melania and Trump, saying that he is the one that introduced Melania to Trump and that it wasn't.
Thank you. Pretty woman. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. Pretty woman. Yeah, he wiped up a prostitute. Yeah, that's kind of like what Trump did.
Epstein. He has also hosted political and social events with the Tate brothers.
Oh, I didn't know that. Paulo and Andrew Tate, they hosted things together. So they were out. Oh, I didn't hear that the first time. Listen again, y'all.
Defense of Melania and Trump, saying that he is the one that introduced Melania to Trump and that it wasn't Epstein. He has also hosted political and social events with the Tate brothers. The Tate brothers have been charged with 59 counts of trafficking, of violent assault, of exploitation. There are all of these connections between Trump and Epstein and the Tate brothers and his little special envoy team. The British would love nothing more than to embarrass Trump and to take him down.
Somebody said, I'm just going to respond to the person, so it's okay. The person said, you're out here believing women. And I think this is a conversation for a lot of men to express, okay? So somebody in the chat said, you're out here believing women. But he used B word, right? I want to say this. There's a conversation to be had. Somebody said, well, you got to remember 59 counts of all of these different things. So some people will say, these women just want a payday. These women are just a part of the psyop. These women they're just mad, right? Sometimes you date a woman and you didn't do anything wrong. You just don't want her to be in your house no more. And in order to keep her, in order for her to stay in your house, she'll turn around and say, he did this to me. He did that to me. And next thing you know, your ass is in jail. You don't lost your job and she's living in your house and you got to get out of your own house because this woman just literally took your house from you for a short amount of time. And she's lying about what she said you did to her. Yes, that is a conversation to be had. That is, I would say, 40% of these cases, and I'm going to say 40%, not 20 or 10%, 40% of these cases, the woman is like making up shit in order to get child support, because here's a psyop that a lot of men don't know. You have and I'm not going to say for every woman, I'm just going to say, and I see you, Mimi, just give me 1 second, Mimi. This is for every woman. This isn't for every man. But there is a literal play that it was on Reddit like years ago. It's a play that a woman was teaching any woman. She would say, find a man that has money or some type of money and move into his house, get pregnant by him, and then all of a sudden call the police and say, he blanked me, crying and all this other shit, right? And next thing you know, the guy literally, and then get a restraining order on the guy. This was on Reddit. Get a restraining order on the guy. Now, when you get a restraining order on your new baby daddy and you're living in his house, guess what? He has to leave out of his own house. And now the woman lives in the man's house because she had his baby. And then by the time, everything happens, after probably like 6 months of you living in this man's house for free, think about it, for free. Now, after the court proceedings and all this stuff, it just ran its course. Now you leave out the house, but by then you put him on child support. And now, boom, you don't have to worry about a guy saying, I want to see my child because of the restraining order. And the guy has lost a certain amount of power or influence over his world. He may have lost his job or whatever. So you ruin the guy, and now you got a baby, and then you got a man that doesn't like you, so he don't even care about the baby. Because a lot of women have babies and they don't necessarily care about being with a guy or having a father to the child. So there is definitely a play for some situations where a woman would literally get with a guy with some money, have a baby with him, get a restraining order, say he did this, say he did that, and next thing you know, she's getting child support, and now she doesn't have to worry about a man fighting her in court. Because that's the key. Men want to see their children, but if you put a restraining order on a man because you say he did this and he did that, he can't fight you in the court. So now you have full custody of the child. So I'm not going to say virtually every woman, but virtually every woman has the ability to say he hit me, say he did this, get a restraining order, and by default, you now have full custody of the child that y'all just had. And because you have full custody, because he's going to fight for split custody or shared custody, but because you got full custody, by default, you now can put the man on child support. So this is a play that a woman was actually teaching other women on Reddit. So yes, that conversation has to be acknowledged. There are women that would lie on a man and just make money off of the man or blackmail the man in order to give her some money. Yes, but this is not the case. And the reason why it's not the case is due to the fact that the man has said a number of times that he is a pimp and he pimps women. He coerces women into doing webcam for him. And the charges are from when he was doing webcam stuff. So no to the people who are saying, oh, you're believing women. He said it. All right. So let's see. Mimi, where you at? I was about to bring you up. Mimi, where you at?
And this may be the ticket. It is a wild story, and there's a lot more to dig into. And I promise I will keep bringing you these connections because it's crazy.
Just days before Tate was arrested, he was spotted partying in D.C. with top-level Trump officials, including people with deep ties to Jeffrey Epstein. This is Paolo Zampoli. He's a former modeling executive known for, quote, his vulgar charms, and he's a longtime BFF of Donald Trump, so he existed in that very elite 90s New York circle. And actually, Zampoli's entire claim to fame is that he says he introduced Trump to Melania at a New York Fashion Week party in 1998. However, his recent infamy is for being spotted hundreds of times in the Epstein files. I actually saw an email in the files where Jeffrey Epstein himself called Zampoli trouble, which really says everything. If Epstein calls you trouble, that's not a good sign. And we very well know that Trump rewards those that are close to him, even if they don't have any political experience. So he appointed Zampoli to the Kennedy Center board, and in 2025 made him the U.S. Special Representative for Global Partnerships. So Zampoli's job is now pretty important. It's at this critical intersection of government and wealthy private interests. So he knows a lot of important people. And this is the guy that hosted the Tate Brothers at his home last week for a glamorous private summer soiree in D.C.
So right there, there's a possibility, like I said earlier about the Casino movie, there's a possibility that Paolo Zampoli gave them an offer that they can't refuse, and they refused it. I'm going to do a separate video on that because I'm going to do some research on that. And I have somebody in the chat right now. I'm going to bring you up. Hey, you there?
Man, I think I'm finally here. There was some interruption. Hello.
Hey, how are you? What's going on, Mimi?
Great.
So,
Let's
like I was
for America. Let's discuss it. We have common enemies.
Yes.
I'm here. What is the enemy doing? I'm just inventing random segments for your show. What's the enemy doing?
So hold on. So Paolo Zampoli just had the Tate brothers over to his house for some type of meeting. There's a possibility that is connected to why they are now in jail, because they were just at his house. He is close to, the government. He's close to Donald Trump and everything, like, right? And you know a lot about Paolo Zampoli.
I don't actually. I'll be honest.
Well, Melania.
Yeah, I
Melania.
know about how the industry works
Yes.
to take Slavic women, how they take them to Milan, like you said.
Hold on. Wait. Don't go too fast. So there's a possibility that Paolo Zampoli invited the Tate brothers to his house. They gave them an offer, and said, "Hey, I need you to do this." And there's a possibility that they said no. And 2 days later, like the video said, and then we're going to get into that. Let me play the rest of this video, and then we're going to get into what you're talking about. So 1 second.
And then he brought these two brothers to the Ned, which, if you know anything about DC, is appalling. This is an exclusive members club that's been a hangout for political insiders and politicians since forever, and is obviously most recently known for hosting Trump insiders. And when Zampoli was rightfully asked, what are you doing with the Tate brothers in DC? These are potential criminals, and if anything, just very controversial figures. He said they were there for some business meetings.
See?
And I've done some digging. I can't find, any of the details of what these business meetings would be, but I did see that during that same trip, the Tate brothers were photographed on Capitol Hill meeting congressmen and lawmakers, including Republican Congressman Wesley Hunt of Texas.
That's it. That is it right there. So there's a possibility that they were meeting with lawmakers in order to orchestrate some type of red pill, alpha male, woman hating, gay adjacent type of situation, right? And they said no is a possibility. And next thing you know, because Andrew Tate literally was like, they're coming to get me. So he knew after the Zampoli situation that they were coming to get him, possibly because he said no. So now let's get into what you are familiar with involving this world. So go ahead. And shout out to Mimi. You're a friend of the show, and thank you for being here.
No problem. Listen, I'm really not into your inner politics, but the question that popped into my head, and I'm not from Britain, but the Tate guy is.
Well, where are you from, first of all? Tell everybody where you're from.
Okay, I was born in Slovenia, 30 kilometers from Melania. That's why you kind of started to have me on the show. So I really am intimately familiar with how she grew up. I can tell you that. It's like a few blocks away, right? Yeah. So the people who are here like, oh, it's a third world country and she was abused and blah, 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 blah. That ain't the case. Okay? That's not the case. I can go later a little bit into history and politics, because why not? We have all been.
What was the case? And then get into what you was going to say. You said that's not the case. What was the case? What do you think?
Well, the case is with all of us. First of all, since it's the segment of what is the enemy doing, it's not doing socialism. Socialism is not your enemy. Capitalism is your enemy. I'm so sorry, Charlie Kirk. But in Yugoslavia, we had socialism. So everyone had a big house. We had factories. We produced our own cars. My father was an inventor. He sold patents. I grew up in a villa. I have a university degree and I speak 5 languages. And when they cite for Melania that she speaks 4 languages, I believe it. Okay, she did go to university. She did go to a good high school.
So stop right there. So what you're saying is she wasn't some cheap whore that had no parents and was homeless. She actually had a good life. Okay.
She had a great life.
Okay.
And the issue is with that, like I said, good men make good times, then this weak man. I think, once Slovenia fell into capitalism, so our leader died, like Ali Khamenei, that was the second biggest funeral in the world, Josip Broz Tito was the president of Yugoslavia, where Melania was born and I was born. So it was good times. We all like had big houses and it was just nice. Okay, man. We free health insurance, university, big houses, everything. So how do you know, the method for such countries is convince those parents. Let's say you have a country like mine that fell from socialism to capitalism, which is your enemy. Parents get very busy. Both parents start working. They're very busy. Family gets detached. And we don't like to complain as Slavic people. I think she just didn't told. I think they were like, oh yeah, nice. She's taking pictures. She's good. And that's your, I'm nailing on your point, that you take them to another country where they don't have those parents, right? So they took her to Milan and France and Paris and whatever, right? And we don't listen. I had the same situation. I studied in the Netherlands because West is so much better, right? And I didn't tell my parents like what bad things happened to me. My parents had no control. They couldn't like call the bad man in my life in the Netherlands to be like, don't do that to my, you know? So honestly, I think Melania is, I think she was kind of, you know, because sadly, not all the girls get, you know, handled the same way.
Okay. So somebody said Melania was a college dropout with poor parents.
No, not true. College doesn't even apply to Slovenia. By the way, we don't have colleges. So she finished high school good enough to enter university, which is an achievement. That's kind of almost like her college, right?
Yes.
And then she entered university. She was accepted, from what I know, is architecture. She's from a good family. Her mother was I think interior designer or something. So I think her mother, like we like to point out, was too naive. It's many times it's like mothers, you know, and the father was probably too busy and he was just like, okay, now she married president. I think to this day, and that's my theory, I don't know, maybe she was a super whore or whatever. I think Melania was like a little bit pampered, selected. Maybe honestly, I think she probably did screw all the Epstein and Zampoli and all of them.
So
EpiPen. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's okay. So think about this. I think any woman can become a whore no matter what her background is, because there's certain levels. You know, is one girl that's just on the internet, you know, or on only, you know, OF, or another woman that gets introduced to basketball players, football players, you know, people in the higher ups, right? And she gets ran through by groups like that. And she might enjoy getting flown out to here, and like you said, to Milan and all this stuff, and then get opportunities to be a model, you know, and she's getting ran through by different dudes there, right? So in my opinion, it doesn't necessarily, because it does matter, but when you get to a certain level, or when a woman wants to get to a certain level, she has to give up some ass to get to stay up there. Because she might get a boyfriend and be in a relationship, and she's around those people, and she's in a relationship, but without that guy, in order to stay in that world without being attached to a boyfriend, she probably has to get ran through by all those different guys. So it's not anything that's crazy whether she's intelligent or whether she's dumb or whether has parents or whether she doesn't have parents. That limelight is bright to all women. It just depends on the level of discipline that the woman wants to, you know, what type of lifestyle a woman has, you know, because I'm in Atlanta. There's a lot of women who are getting ran through by the rich dudes in Atlanta, and some of them had parents. They just wanted a better life. Their parents didn't have a lot of money, and they don't want to be like their parents when they grow up. They want to live a good life, you know? And I don't fault women for that, because I'm not a woman. I can't turn around and say, oh, they're stupid. I'm not a woman. And because I'm not a woman, I don't get presented with, hey, you want to get on a private jet Hey, you want to go to all these different countries for free? Hey, nobody tells me that. Because I'm a man. I have to take the woman there. Women get taken there. You know, some women go to Dubai and get shitted on for like $50,000. Like, it's all kinds of opportunities that women take. So I don't get mad at them and just demean them and say, "Oh, she's a whore." I don't know. Like,
well,
you know,
I'm saying that a little bit, but you don't have to. That's good. It's a white girl. I can be on your show saying that. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And listen, yeah, you're right.
But do you have anything else involving this situation? I just wanted to have you on because, you know, other things that we talked about in the DMs, but I want to keep going on with the show. But is there anything else you have pertaining to this? Like,
well,
here's a question. Let me present this in a better way. Andrew Tate was specifically in Romania, right?
Yeah, right.
How and why was he in Romania? What rights did he have in Romania? What rights did the women have or not have in Romania? And what made Romania the ideal place, or what is making Romania the ideal place for traffic lighting tadpoles in Romania in particular? And last question, why is it that nobody gets like prosecuted there? So go ahead.
Well, the issue is that Romania right now is not really 100%. The chat will correct me. It's not 100% Slavic, but I explained this on your previous show. Slavs are like in the middle of everything, right? You have Europe there, and this there is just always going to be a target. And maybe for that reason, we developed how we did. And from what I see, the Andrew Tate, his traffic lights Slavic women. Okay, I don't see him fighting Romanian gypsies to put on the cam. Okay, just saying. So I think it's a perfect combination of many things. It's in the middle of all these Slavic nations. It has all the. I'm sorry, Romania, the ones that come here shitting in your chat. Oh, yeah, we are not Slavic. That's why you have issues, Romania. Okay, shut the fuck up and sit down, Romania. Okay, you wish you were all Slavic. You would have less Andrew Tate. You wouldn't have a biggest military base in Europe, in Romania.
Wait. Stay on subject. Why there in particular?
Because of that, because they're idiots. Like they have, but we are Spanish and Italian, and this is that's why you have issues.
Who are
that's
the
why
idiots?
you have issues.
The government.
The biggest military base in Europe. Why is it in Romania? I mean, this all connected. That's all.
You said something. So, what is the name of the military base in Romania?
God, I don't know the name. Wait, should I check? It's on the sea.
I'll check. So, you just made a great point. Why is the largest military base in Europe in Romania? The reason why is so they can possibly do whatever they want to do and get away with it because it's the United States military and we're here. Well, no, it's the European military, right?
Oh, it's all the same. Europeans have to ask Americans for permission for every single missile we fire. It's not a real defense. It's a fake defense.
United States base there or a European base?
Yeah.
Or both?
It's a fake European base. It's we have to ask for everything to America. Can we do that? So how is this European? It's not European.
Okay. So it's a NATO base.
European. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Okay. So are the laws in Romania worse, better, or like they don't protect women? Like what is going on there?
It's an occupied country in my eyes.
What does that mean? And what does that have to do with the question I asked? I just want to make sure. It's an occupied country.
The laws can be banned when the land is occupied, right? When the people don't rule the land, but it's occupied, the occupator can do whatever it wants. It's the same in Middle East, right? All those
Mhm.
fake little countries,
Yeah.
it's the same.
Yeah.
It's copy paste. Okay, so
Okay.
the whole world is not a mystery. What you have going on with the IHOP is the same in Ukraine, same people.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the same,
Okay. Okay.
exactly the same.
That
There's
makes sense. That
no
makes sense. So,
difference.
so for anybody wondering why all these people, whether it's Erica Kirk, Tyler Boyer, Andrew Tate, all these stupid military pastors, the reason why they go to Romania is because Romania is not. Romania, excuse me, Romania is an occupied country, which means the other country that is occupying Romania, protecting Romania, i.e., the base, literally runs the entire country. And because of that, whatever they do over there, they have to answer to the country, the citizen of the country that is in Romania. So if it's an American person doing some crazy shit, they have to talk to the embassy and say, hey, can we try this guy? And the embassy or whoever is going to say no, because he's American. That's why people are going to Romania. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay.
And they had an election in the EU, which is also NATO. It's just also it's the same puppets, same people.
Yeah.
They try to have their popular election in Romania, and the EU was just like, no, no, you can't. You can't have this guy you all like as president. No.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That's the case.
So let me get back. Let me get back to the show. I just wanted to have you up to add some clarity to why everybody is going to Romania, like it's a big party over there, and like
Exactly. And I thank you
Yeah.
for bringing light today, because it is a big party, and we
Yeah.
don't want this party.
we don't
Okay?
like the party, right? I got you. I got you.
And Romanians are my neighbors, and some of them are Slavs, and they have the same, like they steal more than us. Okay, they
Yeah.
have some.
Is Slovenia an occupied country also?
Yes, but USA at the moment, Yugoslavia. So where I was born, where Melania was born, like I said, the biggest funeral after this Khamenei was our president. It was South Slavs. So Yugoslavia is South Slavic countries. So Slovenia,
Yeah.
Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia. We were all one big country. That's why you
Yeah.
had to, drop bombs for 3 months, because you can't have that.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for coming up and adding that clarity, because I appreciate your point of view.
Thank you very much. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
I appreciate you too. All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
All right. So, yeah, I wanted to get some clarity on why all these people keep going to Romania. And even though we already knew, I wanted a person that is from there to actually articulate what she sees or what she has, gone through, or, what she's experienced over there, instead of us in America, talking about something that we have not even experienced. So this right here may actually be something, though. Here, I'm going to play it again, and then we'll move on to something else, because I got something else that I want to play you that is going to shock you.
Which, if you know anything about DC, and in 2025 made him the U.S. Special Representative for Global Partnerships. So Zampoli's job is now pretty important. It's at this critical intersection of government and wealthy private interests. So he knows a lot of important people. And this is the guy that hosted the Tate Brothers at his home last week for a glamorous private summer soiree in DC. And then he brought these two brothers to the Ned, which, if you know anything about DC, is appalling. This is an exclusive members club that's been a hangout for political insiders and politicians since forever, and is obviously most recently known for hosting Trump insiders. And when Zampoli was rightfully asked, what are you doing with the Tate brothers in DC? These are potential criminals, and if anything, just very controversial figures. He said they were there for some business meetings. And I've done some digging. I can't find, any of the details of what these business meetings would be, but I did see that during that same trip, the Tate brothers were photographed on Capitol Hill meeting congressmen and lawmakers, including Republican Congressman Wesley Hunt of Texas.
That right there is very interesting. So this is another thought right here.
He just lost his fight on purpose. For those who live under a rock, Andrew Tate just lost his fight on purpose. For those who live under a rock, Andrew Tate just fought Chase Damore and low-key got his butt handed to him. Low-key got his butt handed to him. Everyone was calling him the bottom G and saying this wasn't a fight, it was a hugging session. And honestly, if you're into fighting sports, you would probably agree. But was this because he can't fight, or was there another reason? Well, I found out about 85% of people bet on Tate to win the fight. That means if he lost, the whole organization was going to make bank. And you know, a lot of these sports are now scripted since sports gambling has become so big.
Everyone, I think, would want to see you fight.
Everyone wants to see it. It would make a bunch of money.
So what do you guys think about that? Rig a fight and end up looking like this, which is also a humiliation ritual. So what if the Andrew Tate fight and Andrew Tate just being on his knees like this was a humiliation ritual?
Low-key got his butt.
This part right here. This part right here was could possibly be a humiliation ritual for him to fall to his knees and hug, you know, for him to be the top G. Because after this, they started calling him the bottom G, right? So this right here was possibly two things in one: a humiliation ritual, get beat up in front of everybody, then fall to your knees like a bitch, and then lose the fight on purpose, knowing that the majority of the people, the probably hundreds of thousands of people, to lose their money because they bet on Andrew Tate.
Everyone was calling him the bottom G and saying this wasn't a fight, it was a hugging session. And honestly, if you're into fighting sports, you would probably agree. But was this because he can't fight, or was there another reason? Well, I found out about 85% of people bet on Tate to win the fight.
Right here. For the recent Andrew Tate versus Chase Damore boxing match, betting odds heavily favored Tate, with most platforms showing around 80 to 85% of bets with the confidence on Tate and only 12 to 20% on Damore. Next thing you know, Tate loses. Do you know how much money companies made because Tate lost? This right here would have me wondering if this is true, possibly true. Why are they going to jail? There's a possibility that Tate did what they asked him to do. What if this is one of the things that the elites was asking him to do? Hey, we know that you're the top G, but we need a favor. We made you a millionaire. We made all your charges disappear in Romania. We need you to blow the fight. We need you to fall to your knees and look like a bitch to this dude with pink gloves. The dude has pink gloves. Look at the gloves. Look, pink gloves. Fight a dude with pink gloves and fall to your knees like you sucking them off. I think that was a humiliation ritual. And he may have felt if he did this for the elites, they would leave him alone. And they screwed him over anyway.
Fight. That means if he lost, the whole organization was going to make bank. And you know, a lot of these.
That's crazy. All right, so let's move on. And share your opinion in the survey. I have a survey up. Share your opinion in the survey. Because some of you guys may think Andrew Tate is going to get away with all this.
It's infected and lies cannot last forever.
Police are here.
All right, so right here is me doing a video about a year ago on the Tate Brothers. Let's check it out.
Disinfectant and lies cannot last forever.
Police are here. No, police are here. There's police pulling up at my house right now.
They're literally.
This is the first. Excuse me. This is like 3-4 years ago where they first went to jail, and then they were in a Romania prison for like 2 years or something.
Disinfectant, and lies cannot last forever.
Police are here.
They were literally on a live stream when this happened.
No, police are here. There's police pulling up at my house right now.
They're literally police here.
Can we go live on a phone? Is that possible?
No, but they're here. I can't confirm.
Okay. Right. Well, you film. Shut this down. Police are here.
I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all.
You feel bad or no?
Fuck no. To give a solitary.
I don't care. I used to take lonely men and take hundreds of thousands for them through my webcam business.
Shout out to Abby and Preach.
And like, I enjoyed it because like, give me your money, you're a piece of... What kind of moral person does that? But
I've got my main, I bought my Vivian. So Vivian here, that's how it started. I met Vivian in Slovakia. We had a long-term relationship.
In Slovakia. That's why I had Mimi up. That is why I had Mimi up. I wanted to have Mimi on here before I play this video. Do you see the correlation? He gets these women from these particular countries, and the reason why he's easily able to take advantage of these women from these countries is because the countries the women are from, their countries are occupied. That means America or another country other than Slovenia or Romania has conquered them. So that means we can go over there and conquer the women. So this is the reason why. But I want y'all to just pay attention to this part right here.
I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all.
So this is how he made his money. So for all of you men watching, hate watching, who think Andrew Tate is a good guy, Andrew Tate is actually your enemy. He's not even the women's enemy. He's the enemy of men. He made men lose their houses, lose their marriages, lose custody of their children, lose everything, lose their life savings by getting men addicted to his webcam girls. And the reason why it worked so efficiently for him is mainly because back in the day, it didn't exist. See, he was pimping women allegedly in webcam work before OF. This was a long time ago. So it affected, incel men or lonely men or men who were married and wasn't getting sex at home. It affected them differently because this was the only place that men can go to get this type of visual. Because there's a difference between just watching a video of two people having sex. He, to a certain degree, almost invented the webcam industry where you can actually type on your computer and say, show me your titties, show me this, do that. And the woman will say, okay, daddy, I see you in the chat, daddy. Right? So imagine a woman that is amazingly beautiful. She's butt ass naked. And then she sees you in the chat, just like I see you in the chat, right? So it's like a live stream. And it was new to everybody. A butt naked girl is on a live stream and she's up here like, hey, daddy, hey, Gregory, or hey, Johnny. And she's interacting with you in the chat, and then you can say, do this, and then she'll like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and she does it. And then next thing you know, you have a parasocial relationship with this woman that is the finest woman you ever seen in your life, and you don't have to go to a strip club. You could just be on your phone. You could just be in your bedroom, so you don't have to go to a strip club. And the woman makes you feel like you're special. And then even worse, because Andrew talks about this also, You then pay a certain amount of money and she'll give you her phone number. And now you are FaceTiming the girl. Now it's just you and the girl. And now the girl is making you think she's your girlfriend. And through this whole time, Andrew Tate is in the background telling her saying what to do. And then boom, you're giving her your money because in your mind, you think she's your girlfriend. You never seen her, you never smelt her, but you're her, she's your girlfriend. And then she's like, oh my God, I gotta pay my rent. Oh, I got you. How much is your rent? $2,000 a month. I'll pay you. Boom, 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 boom. And it was Andrew Tate telling her what to do. And this was back in the day before all this stuff became popular.
You feel bad or no?
Fuck no. To give a solitary.
I don't care. I used to take lonely men and take hundreds of thousands for them through my webcam business, and like I enjoyed it because like, give me your money, you're a piece of. What kind of moral person does that? But
right. I've got my main, my bottom, Vivian. So Vivian here. That's how it started. I met Vivian in Slovakia.
Slovakia. That's where they get the women from. These other countries that are, you know, it is what it is. I don't want to keep saying third world countries, poor countries. I don't want to keep saying that, but I will say occupied countries that the government is corrupt.
We had a long-term relationship thing. I was living in England.
All right, listen to everything he says here. Listen to everything he says right here.
I moved her to England to be with me to start doing my webcam company. So Vivian's been with me 6 years.
So he's been with Vivian for 6 years, right?
Oh,
Vivian's younger. Vivian's like 21.
Vivian's 21, and at this point, he's been a girlfriend for 6 years.
There's a video from 10 years ago that showed me in a sexual act with one of my ex-girlfriends.
There's science on this.
There's a video from 10 years ago that showed me in a sexual act with one of my ex-girlfriends. From 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
I didn't say the word listen. Did I say listen?
Hello everyone. I just wanted to say something about the video that's been released recently.
So all you have to do is do 21 minus 6. And what is 21 minus 6, y'all? Do the math. I can't say it because YouTube will flag me. But all you have to do is do 21 minus 6. Somebody in the chat, say it for me because I can't say it because of YouTube guidelines. But what is 21 minus 6? This man is a disgusting piece of garbage.
About me and my ex-boyfriend, Andrew Tate. Andrew is my still great friend. What you guys saw on the video, it's just what we used to do. It was just pure game. He's a great guy. He would never hurt anyone.
Do you mind telling me how old you are? You have so much energy. So not only was this webcam business new, because he was in other countries that are more lenient with their laws, the girls that he had on webcam were 1'4", 1'5", 1'6", maybe 1'3". And you know what I mean by 1'3". I can't say it, but you know.
There's a video from 10 years ago that showed me in a sexual act with one of my ex-girlfriends.
So Andrew Tate was 26 or 24, and she was crazy.
Listen, look at the camera. Why are you
See that?
getting hit?
You do the math.
She was 1'4", and he was 2'6".
I don't wanna.
You do the math.
I don't wanna.
She was basically 14, 15 when they got into a relationship. That means when did he start talking to her?
14, 15. Y'all hear this shit? 14, 15 years old, y'all. He was in a relationship. Whoa.
She was 14.
Or earlier. Depending on how long that shit took. Think about it.
Because the coercion takes a year also. So maybe 1'3".
About that. Think about this.
Coconuts in Barbados. You know, so far, we haven't said what we thought.
Well, I'll tell you what I think. Andrew Tate is a piece of shit.
So because Tate repeats what they like, they defend him, but they whine about Epstein and people like Epstein all the time. Tate is no different.
Because Epstein went to jail for it. And that specific thing. Andrew Tate keeps getting out of jail. So it makes people think, oh, he must be innocent.
Tate's no different. He's just changed his grift. He realized he was going to go under, so he changed his plan. He realized there's more money with Hustlers University getting off, like tens of millions from fucking weirdos who think they're going to learn something and somehow better than college, right? So he just changed his grift. He changed his lingo. There's now he's all about male self-improvement and all this other stuff. Back in the day, he was loving the fact that he was taking lonely men's money. He didn't give a shit. They want to protect kids. They want to protect kids, but they didn't mind going after little teenagers and converting them for their sex operation.
It's like taking the virginity of a really beautiful woman.
Y'all listen.
I get to have this experience and no one else gets to have it again. It is a little bit better, but the real pleasure is in the fact that somebody else would love to have this, and I get it.
So, just in case you think it's just Andrew Tate and it's not Tristan Tate. No, Tristan Tate is a piece of shit also. Listen again.
Protect kids, but they didn't mind going after little teenagers and converting them for their sex operation.
It's like taking the virginity of a really beautiful woman. I get to have this experience and no one else gets to have it again. It is a little bit better, but the real pleasure is in the fact that somebody else would love to have this, and I get it. That's why this is good.
So what he's saying, and if you wonder why these men are uber rich or allegedly uber rich, and they're still looking to do these things with young girls, see, that's the thing. Some people may say, if a man can get any woman he wants, why is he doing this and doing that? Why is he targeting this demographic of women? And he can get whatever woman he wants because he's rich, he's handsome, he's tall, he's muscular. It's a power thing. These weirdo men, not just Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, but the IHOPian people also, old rich white men. They want the power of being able to unvirginize a woman. See, the whores, they look at them, she's a whore. They want to run around being responsible for deflowering women. So that's the power. And in their minds, it's like God or something. I'm going to be your first ever. So they target certain demographics of women, even though they got all this money, in order to run around being thousands of girls first. So now you go out into the world, the woman goes out into the world, and a guy says, so who's the first person you had sex with? Andrew Tate? Tristan Tate? Oh, wow, that's crazy. And that one man is etched in her mind forever, no matter where she goes, because he is the one that deflowered her. You want to know why? It's because of what Tristan just said. He explained specifically why they have all this money, but they still go after this demographic of young women. It's because of this.
Taking the virginity of a really beautiful woman. I get to have this experience and no one else gets to have it again.
They go after virgins because they look at this as some crazy experience that, you know, they're taking a woman's virginity from her. And you're a 40-year-old man.
But the real pleasure is in the fact that somebody else would love to have this, and I get it. That's why this is good.
It gets worse.
I'll give you that. I agree with that.
When you are in the true abundance,
and then Tater Tot turns around and says, I agree with that.
Abundance mindset of you can have the pick of the crop. You can have the world's most attractive women. I mean, one of my main chicks has 200,000 Instagram followers, and I took her virginity when she was 17. Abundance mindset. Yeah. I have so many girlfriends and so many wonderful girlfriends. There's so many virgins.
She was a Polish virgin. Man, it hurt her at every moment that I was doing it, but it felt good for me. So who gives a shit?
Damn.
So what?
That's crazy.
They got money laundering on him now, which we told you guys they were going to do. Why? Because this dude admitted to money laundering. Not because I think so. It's in his own shit. Doing the money laundering. This is him.
So Andrew Tate says, you're not stupid, and he's talking to one of the victims. You're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing. And the victim says, the webcam? And he says, I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who work for me, I use them to do other things, to move money or illegal things, documents, and I will never do that with you.
So, what do you think happens when they grab his cell phone? They look through all the records. They see these texts. What do you think they start doing? They start pulling financial records. They start demanding that banks send them stuff because they think this is part of a criminal investigation. The reason why he got charged for the other stuff and not this until now is because the process for actually finding every detail that they need to confirm the money laundering, because it's part of a larger criminal network. You think Andrew Tate and his 5 subordinates are the only ones getting charged? No, there's other people on the other end of this who are getting
facts
charged. Yeah, do I believe that these guys go for underage women? Absolutely.
And Romanian court, so there's some, oh no, not a court in Romania. The corruption.
So right here, it's a little difficult to hear, but I want you to hear how he says in Romania, he can just pay the people off. So try to listen intently because it's a little low. Listen again.
And Romanian court, so there's some, oh no, not a court in Romania. They're corruption free, as we all know. They put me in jail. I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Boom, boom, this hose, this sells mine. I'm ready, put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. Take the court case, show that.
Get me out of jail. The law says you're guilty. I said get me out of jail. Don't go see a lawyer to talk about the law. I have committed multiple felonies. How much does it cost to make this all go away? Get me out of jail. The law says you're guilty. I said get me out of jail. Don't go see a lawyer to talk about the law. I have committed multiple felonies. How much does it cost to make this all go away?
So I wanted to reiterate this right here because let's talk about the legalities to this now. I talked about this earlier, but some people didn't see it. Watch this.
Administration issue a pardon? No, absolutely not. Can unilaterally stop the current federal court proceedings? Unilateral.
Oh, sorry. Here we go.
Review. Can the administration issue a pardon? No, absolutely not. Can the administration unilaterally stop the current federal court proceedings? Nope. Can't do that either. Could the Secretary of State technically refuse to sign the final surrender after courts rule on this? This is talking about 12, 24 months from now. Technically, yeah. But doing so would just break down a foundational international treaty with our tightest ally.
Right.
I mean, in a court of law, internet personas really don't matter that much. I mean, follower counts really don't matter. The Tates are locked in this grueling multi-year effort now to try to stop the extradition, and the system is going to play out. And that's why I just want to assure you, as viewers and listeners of this channel, that I believe justice is coming for the Tate brothers. At the very least, in the near future, they're not going to be flaunting it. They're not going to be living the high life. Their reality show, at least for the near future, is over. And I predict it'll be over for good.
So there you have it. For anybody who thinks they're going to get pardoned, the answer is no. For anybody who thinks they're not going to get extradited, the answer is no. They're going to go over there due to the fact that the UK has a treaty, an extradition treaty with America. And whenever the UK wants somebody from over here, because we went over to the UK and committed a crime and ran back to America, they have the legal ability to come get us and extradite us, because if somebody does something over here from the UK and goes back over to the UK, we have the ability to extradite them from the UK. So people can't just run around going to neighboring countries or different countries, screwing up the other country and then going back to their own country. No. So they're going to get extradited. And the process, according to everything that I have researched, works like this. They're in Miami right now. They're in jail. They had a hearing yesterday, an extradition hearing yesterday, and nothing really happened because they're going to get extradited. They just wanted to see what their rights are. And it was kind of like just a mapping out of how this thing is going to go. It wasn't an innocent or guilty. It was just a mapping out of how the next 2 years of their lives are going to look. So they're going to stay in Miami for a certain amount of time because they are going to fight extradition. So here's the problem. The longer they fight extradition, the longer they stay in jail without being prosecuted, or the longer they stay in jail without having any type of innocent or guilty hearing. So the longer they fight extradition, the longer they sit in jail without the rest of the court process transpiring. So they're staying in jail longer because they're fighting extradition. So they're going to stay there possibly for like a year and a half, 2 years. They're going to lose their extradition trial. And then they're going to get extradited to the UK and then stay there for like 2 years, 2 more years. So that's 4 years. And then they're going to get their day in trial, and they're going to lose that trial and go to actual prison for possibly 4 to 8 years, because Diddy got 4 years. So with the amount of charges they got, they might get 4 to 8 years. So the Tate brothers, and on top of that, another thing, I forgot about this. Do you know that Romania still was after them? See, people thought that they beat the charges in Romania. No, they just got released from jail because of corruption. Romania still wants a shot at them also. So they have to argue, Romania and the UK have to literally arm wrestle for the Tate brothers. I forgot about that. So think about that. Romania and the UK both have probably about 30 charges apiece on the Tate brothers. And at some point, they have to arm wrestle for the right to get at them first. So whoever wins, because whoever wins, they're going to get extradited to that country, sit in jail for like a year or two, get a hearing, either be guilty or innocent, say they beat the Romania situation, then they're going to get extradited to the UK if the UK loses the arm wrestling match. And then they got to sit there for 2 years, maybe a year. But at the end of the day, you're never going to see Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate again. Because regardless of what happens, they're going to go from the UK. Then now they got to go to Romania and serve time over there, or the opposite. So they're going to do time over here, then they got to do time over there. You're never going to see the Tate brothers ever again in life. It's over. These dudes going to be in 2 prisons. And the only thing I have to say to the Tate brothers, fuck both of you. And they didn't do nothing to me. But when you go after our kids, I, by default, hate you. Because I have 2 daughters of my own. And my platform, just altogether, is about the protection and the advocacy of women and children. And sometimes I go after women for exploiting children, just like with Erica Kirk. So sometimes women, I got to look at in their face and say, fuck them. So it's not just men. I don't give a damn who you are. You're a woman, you're a man, you're a space alien, you're a cat, you're a dog. If you go after our children, I'm on your ass. And that's why some people may say, he said this about women. Yeah, I said this about women if they're hurting children. Because it's not just men who exploit, take advantage of, and hurt children. is women also. So everybody gets to smoke over here. Because children or the avocation of children is my number one priority, no matter who the adult is, women or men. So Erica Kirk, fuck you. Andrew Tate, fuck you. Women and men. So with all that being said, y'all already know what it is.
This just in, a new way of healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called Like Mother, Like Daughter. This game is powerful.
My favorite question was, if you could parent me all over again, what would you change? This card game has a mother deck and a daughter deck, so we both have questions for each other.
These are some good questions.
Do you think I'm a people pleaser? If so, where did I get this trait from?
This card game actually helped my marriage, and the questions showed me that I still had unresolved issues with my mom, and I was taking them out on my husband.
If you don't do anything else, buy this card game. You won't regret it. Click the link below.
Like mother, like daughter, we are the same. You'll see when we play this game. Scooby-Doo, go!
Let's go!
Scooby-Doo, looking for the clothes. Hit the like button if you part of the bros. Scooby-Doo, looking for the clothes. Hit the like button if you part of the group. Yeah, yo. Black or white, red or blue. We all stuck together like gorilla, super glue. Yo, Scooby-Doo, looking for the clothes. Hit the like button if you part of the group. Hit the like button, and tell me where you from. Hit the like button, and tell me where you from. Hit the like button, and tell me where you from. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, and tell me where you from. Hit the like button, and tell me where you from. Hit the like button, and tell me where you from. Hit the like button if you part of the crew. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, looking for the clues. Hit the like button if you part of the crew. Yo, black or white, red or blue. Yo, we all stuck together like gorilla, super glue. Oh.
And like I said earlier, watch out for my show where I share my opinion on Candace Owens' friendship or whatever and her husband, Mr. Farmer's relationship or non-relationship or relationship or how they met or whatever. I'm going to do a show about that next. So look out for that video. Talk to y'all later.